The KZN Film Commission conducted a study on KwaZulu-Natal's filmed content consumers. The goal of the study was to understand the preferences of consumers in order to grow audiences for South African content within the province. Over 1,200 questionnaires were administered across KZN from January to March 2017. Survey findings were supplemented by desktop research. Survey respondents comprised of 52% male and 48% female. 58% of the respondents are under the age of 35 years old. 86% of respondents are African, 7% Indian, 5% white, and 2% colored. 80% of respondents speak isiZulu as a home language, with 12% being English-speaking and 5% isiXhosa. 79% of respondents have a household income of below 12,000 Rand per month. This respondent profile is representative of the KZN filmed content audience. Survey findings indicate that television and satellite are the dominant platforms for content consumption in KZN, followed by DVD. Cost and access have been identified as major constraints to cinema attendance, as all cinemas are located within urban areas. 70% of respondents have never been to a cinema, while 58% do not know the location of their nearest cinema. Only 3% of respondents have ever been to a film festival, while only 1% have seen a community screening. However, 98% of respondents have a television inside of their household, and 73% of them watch TV daily. 63% of respondents have satellite TV, and almost all of them watch satellite TV daily. 50% of the respondents watch DVDs at least once a month. Of those who purchase DVDs, over half did so from street vendors or markets, and close to 40% did so from DVD or retail stores. Only 35% of respondents have access to internet within their household, which explain why 70% of respondents have never watched content on the internet, and 90% of respondents have never watched content on video-on-demand platforms. Although 93% of respondents have a cell phone, 65% have never watched content on a cell phone. However, as internet penetration increases, cell phone and video on demand is expected to grow in line with global trends. 80% of respondents watch South African content. They like that it's unique, informative, relatable, proudly South African, and in local languages. The most popular South African films are Leon Schuster films, followed by Inamba Namba, Jerusalema, and Tsotsi. The last viewed South African TV shows were Uzalo and Ispire, which is consistent with national TV ratings. 87% of respondents watch TV series. 70% watch movies, 50% watch sporting content, 28% watch reality TV, and only 20% watch documentaries. 46% watch their last SA movie on DVD, 28% on satellite TV, 22% on television, and only 4% watched online or at the cinema. Domestic productions are underrepresented in cinemas, as in 2016, only 12% of films on the South African box office were domestic. 15% of the survey population are not willing to pay to watch local films. 53% said they would pay up to 60 Rand, and 32% would pay more than 60 Rand. 48% of respondents prefer content in English, while 43% prefer isiZulu content. However, in 2016, none of the domestic films on the box office were isiZulu films. 65% were Afrikaans, 28% were English, while the balance were both English and Afrikaans. Respondents most prefer the action, drama, and comedy genres, and least prefer the horror, science fiction, and historical genres. 40% of respondents said they would not watch filmed content containing sex and nudity. Violence and strong language, however, do not prevent respondents from viewing content. 70% of respondents heard about SA filmed content via TV adverts, and 43% via word of mouth. In future, the majority of respondents would like to hear about SA content through adverts on TV and radio, and visits by film and television crews to communities. Based on the key findings from the research, a number of recommendations were identified towards developing KZN audiences. Broadly, the recommendations are to ensure that producers and filmmakers are developing content which is aligned to target markets and audience preferences through script development training programs, good business planning including financial feasibility, marketing and distribution strategies, reviewing and adjusting the KZN Film Fund to ensure that local content is commercially viable and promote audience development initiatives. In partnership with stakeholders, encourage youth appreciation towards domestic and African filmed content through school film screenings and career days. Identify locations and facilities around KZN that can be utilized for community screenings. Identify ways to promote domestic content within cinemas during July National Film Month. Encourage promotion of domestic content through local radio and television broadcasters. And finally, investigate and encourage alternative distribution models for local content.